show you what we've done with the place.
And there we go. A new frame for the beehive. We're going down to town for the first time since the tornado hit. This is going to help us increase the amount of solar power that we're collecting by, I think, like 40 or 50%.
Now that it's officially spring, we do not have to revolve our lives around the wood stove because, you know, being so cold in here and without the insulation, we had rearranged the entire dome to kind of be surrounding the wood stove so that we could keep warm and not have to worry about freezing throughout the winter. But now that that's over, I can actually get the dome organized to I'm going to go for the layout. I mean, it's obviously not built because we don't have our shelving and everything in yet, but I'm going to try and lay it out as best I can with what we have to what the final layout design is actually going to look like. That way we can kind of get used to moving around it, see if there's anything that we like, see what we don't like, see if there's anything we want to change before we actually put permanent structure in. So that's what I'm going to be working on today, a little bit of spring cleaning, and I'm really looking forward to having some organization. Fine, let's see. Fine. Finally, some pooping privacy.
This place is actually starting to look like a home. She's been waiting forever to do this.
All the way to the end of the wood. Welcome to the bedroom.
We have a bedroom?
We have a bedroom. The bed is finally not the centerpiece of the house.
Yeah, it kind of resembles what the final layout's going to be, with this being closed off with the shelving around and the separation with the bathroom over there. And yeah, I like it.
Everything's kind of in where it's going to be, except the bed.
Except the bed.
It's going to be out. I like it. What do you think?
I love it.
Yeah.
Our best temporary thing to date.
I think it's spacious enough in here. I think we're going to be comfortable. The bathroom's a good size. The kitchen's a good size. The living space is a good size.
It's cozy.
Yeah, I like it.
And there we go. A new frame for the beehive. The old frames I had were in just too rough a shape. It didn't make sense to try and put it back together, so we just got new wax inserts and a whole new kit to just put new ones together. The bees come tomorrow. I just got the notification that they will be delivered and they are en route. So I gotta get these done, and we have, I think, everything else that we need to at least get started. I'm excited. How do you feel, Jazz?
I'm nervous. Are you nervous about unloading bees?
I'm trying not to be because I don't have a bee suit, but
Yeah.
I think they'll be fine. I think it'll be fine. No matter what, I'm going to do it. So
Right. Yeah, I can't just leave them in the package.
no, you got to do it. You got to get them into the.
I'm interested to see
you
how they
hide pretty
come
quickly.
packaged.
It's just like a wooden box with like mesh like around it.
Oh.
You'll see. There we go. All done. Put them in the hive, and we are ready for our new bees. I'm excited. I am. Reliving past times, babe.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a bit nostalgic for you.
It is. But think about this. With all the berries that we have planted in the food forest right now, where the beehive's going to be, we're going to have some pretty amazing honey.
Yeah, I agree.
All different flavors. You ready to show everyone how the dome's set up now? We actually really didn't show you like the full tour.
Please come in. Let me show you what we've done with the place. So we'll start the tour in this area, and this will just kind of take us clockwise around the dome, and you can kind of see how it's laid out. Now, this layout design is actually kind of the ultimate goal of the layout design that we want to have with the finished product of the dome. So here, when you come in front of the bay window is, I mean, obviously going to be the sitting space. It's the most enjoyable to sit and relax. So this will be our living area space. We do have plans to have a dinette kind of in this area, like breakfast here beside the greenhouse, which looks lovely. Everything's growing so nice in there. And then over to the left of that, we have the wood stove, and obviously we wanted the wood stove to be in the kitchen area, so this is where we start the kitchen space. And ultimately, we plan to have counter here, a stove with, you know, on the countertop, like a countertop stove. That's my plan. He didn't really know about that, but that's my plan. And to have like the storage up here above this, and then obviously the storage behind us. So this is pretty nice. We're liking it so far, having this space, and there's going to be plenty of space here. I think we designed the kitchen big enough for us. And then I come around here, and this is going to bring us into like the laundry space, which is where we keep like the laundry machines and all the supplies to do laundry. And that'll bring us around to where we use the closet as a kind of a privacy wall to block off, to have like a little privacy bathroom area. This will have a shower and all of that. Eventually, this is exactly where the bathroom's going to be. I definitely think this is big enough. I like this. The closet will be inside, flip the other way, ultimately. And then that's going to bring us around into the bed space, and where we keep the dog crate. And our bed will ultimately be above us in the loft, and this will be office space, closet space, and a completely, basically enclosed room with shelving the whole way around. This is where the computer will be, where our electronics are stored. She's barking at the blinking light on the phone. And this is, you know, we'll keep all of our electronics. We'll have all of our wiring coming through the floor here, which is why we chose this center space that we'll be able to close off. But yeah, that's kind of like the tour. I really like it. We're really enjoying the space. That space over there that you kind of see, I'll walk you over. And this couch space is going to ultimately be gone. This will be kind of like a foyer, library, kind of sitting area, like isolated little comfy nook. Yeah, that's kind of like the plan there. So yeah, we're really enjoying it. I really like it. What do you guys think? Any thoughts? We're trying to feel it out, see if it's something, you know, if there's any changes that we want to make. But we're interested to hear what you think, so let us know.
One thing package bees are notorious for is leaving and abandoning hives. I want to try and give them everything they're going to need so they don't have to leave, and that includes feeding them warm water, not hot water, just to help it dissolve a little bit. and these special little bee feeders. Just screws right on. I'm pretty nervous today. I don't want to get stung a whole bunch of times, but I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Let's go get these bees in their new home. They look a little bit agitated right now. They are in swarm mode, so they're going to be flying around a lot. I'm going to spray them down with a little bit of a sugar solution. That kind of calms them down as they clean each other off. Hopefully I can get them transferred into this hive without no problems. Spraying them with the sugar water, you can visibly see how they've calmed down a lot. One of the neighboring homesteads had this veil that I could borrow, which I'm thankful for because they get stuck in your beard, they start stinging. Alright, close this up. Get a little safer. Alright. What I'm doing now is taking out the feeding can that they were mailed with. I'm going to try and do it in a way that they all don't come out flying out at once. Ugh. So let's get the queen out now. Let's give them one more light tap. Queen is still alive. There's a little cork that's covering up the candy spot that they're going to eat out. So there we go. Queen's still alive. She's small, but she is going to grow very rapidly. So I'm going to place her between two frames. All right, we're ready to dump these bees out. Give them another quick spray. Get away from me. All right, y'all ready? This is my first time ever doing it this way, at least in many, many years. So I'm sure this didn't look very professional, but it's kind of nerve-wracking when working with bees for the first time in a while. But one good thing is when they're in swarm mode, they're not really trying to sting. They're following their queen right now. I'm going to give them a few minutes to calm down before I go over there and take a look again. Hopefully they're going to follow the queen in, get acclimated to the new home, and I can close the lid. So give them about 15 minutes and we'll check on them again. Stay here. This is your new home. That was a lot less painless than I thought it was going to be. The swarm seems to be dying down and focusing on the entrance of the hive, which is good. They're going inside. I don't think they're going to abandon this. I think everything is going to be just fine. It might not look the prettiest how I did it, but if it works and they stay in the hive, what's the matter, right? Just didn't want to be anywhere near this when I did this. So sorry about how it was filmed. It was really difficult to do by myself and focus on what I was doing. But she's terrified of bees. We were graciously given these thornless blackberry canes that I'm going to be planting in the food forest here today. If you remember a few weeks ago, I planted elderberries along the one side of the outer perimeter of the food forest, which they're doing great, honestly. So on the other side, I'm going to line this whole edge with these thornless blackberry canes. We're going to have a wide variety of berries in this food forest this year, from the strawberries that we planted a few years ago, the elderberry, the blackberry, and I still have wineberry to plant along the back edge. Hopefully we can do a whole bunch of stuff with them, like make jams, wine, pie, I don't know. I plan on using them all. A little droopy already, so I'm giving them some water that has just a little bit of molasses in it, hoping that gives them a little bit of energy to grow quickly, as well as provide some food for some healthy microorganisms in the soil. Come on, Ellie. We got a really intense storm that's about to hit us today. Want to check the bees, make sure that they're secure and they're not going to blow over or the lid pop off. Make sure there's anything else that doesn't need to be secured. Because these winds are supposed to be brutal. I'm actually a little worried about the dome. I'm hoping that'll stop any wind that comes from any direction from blowing it off this little stand that I made. I'm obviously going to have to make something a little bit more sturdy. That would just suck if this whole lid just came off and my bees left. I mean, we're supposed to have 40, 50, 60 mile an hour wind, something like that. It's going to be nuts. Hope you guys make it through the night here. They've been eating a lot. I've been feeding them 2 of these mason jars full of sugar water each day, which I feel like a lot, but maybe it means it's a healthy hive. Right, Sally?
We had a serious tornado devastate our poor town. Our community up here was safe, fortunately, but our town, the main drag through our town, was just wiped out. A lot of businesses suffered. A lot of
Churches.
buildings, churches, funeral homes.
But luckily the shelter's okay.
The shelter is okay, and surprisingly, because every building surrounding the shelter has suffered severe damage. So it was by the grace of God that shelter kept standing.
we could hear the tornado coming, but then it just stopped. Luckily, it didn't come up this high in our dome, and all of us are okay. I didn't know there was this many tornadoes in this area. This is like the third one in a few months.
But yeah, it's not the first one to hit our town.
No, not the first one to hit our town, but luckily we've been fine every single time. Knock on wood. but our prayers do go to everybody who is affected by this in town. So if you could say a prayer, I'm sure they would greatly appreciate it. It's cold.
I know. I can't believe how cold it's getting. It's got me cranky. I might need some more kindling.
Need more kindling?
I think.
Okay. We're going down to town for the first time since the tornado hit. We got some errands to run, but I'm gonna kind of go see all this damage that happened as well. I know a lot of people lost homes, or the roofs were torn off. The pictures that we saw so far on social media have been kind of heartbreaking.
They sure have been.
Kind of ridiculous. Like, some buildings' back halves are just laying in the creek. I feel really bad for anybody who was affected by this. It's kind of bad.
It's a lot more emotionally significant whenever you're driving down through it and seeing how many people have lost so much.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just insulation and their roofs are ripped off. It's really sad. And there's a lot of cleanup that needs done.
For that's for sure.
But we didn't have any loss of life, so
that's good. It's time to maximize our solar collection capabilities. I put this piece on backwards, but easy fix. Thank you, Noah. So for anybody using the EcoWorthy solar tracker, make sure D is on the north side. Now we're at the part that's a little bit tricky. You got to be able to hold up the bar and the rails while putting these bolts in. It's not difficult, it's just going to require 2 sets of hands. It's actually pretty easy to put together. It's just like the pieces are big and getting the bolts in there right. It's awkward. That's a good way to say it.
But it's cool looking. It's starting to look very robotic.
I did it. It is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have to do the other side.
Yeah. That like that.
Where are the center ones? Right there. Requires tiny hands.
I offered
Or
one.
not, well, actually it's not tiny hands, just not freezing cold ones. Can't believe how cold it is right now.
It is really cold.
There's your. Is that way too long? Oops.
Jess is getting a little frustrated with how long I'm taking this screw the nuts on, so she's going to use her little fingers and get it done quicker, she says. Let's see. Yeah, she was a lot quicker at it than me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So how this is going to work is pretty cool. So the actuator is going to act like a little robot arm and track the sun and adjust the angle according to the little sensor that goes on the end of this. So this is really cool. I'm excited about this. This is going to help us increase the amount of solar power that we're collecting by, I think, like 40 or 50%, since we won't have to come out here and move anything. It's like, thank you very much, EcoWorthy, for sending this.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah, it actually feels really well made. It's sturdy. All the pieces feel like really good steel. I'm happy with this so far.
Yeah, it looks cool and it looks really neat, and
yeah, a few little adjustments here and we'll have it going, but we're not going to put the panels on yet. We're still going to put the actuators and everything on, but panels will be next time. You can go in, honey. I know it's cold.
I'm freezing, thank you.
All right, it's looking pretty good, but we have to stop there for tonight, and let me show you why. On some of these rails, I forgot to put washers, and when we tried to take them off, I think I cross-threaded one of the nuts, and now it won't come off, but it's all the way unscrewed to the very end, but we can't break it off. So we're gonna have to come back to this when I get back from the Self-Reliance Festival and see if we can break it off there and put a new nut and bolt. I think it's a good place to stop for now anyway. It's getting really cold and I can barely feel my fingers, so got as far as we could get. Through.
So Sean went the other day and printed off our new seed packets that we're going to be giving out at the Self-Reliance Festival this weekend. And I just think they're absolutely adorable. So we designed these ourselves, and I'm feeling extra proud about that. But aren't they just so cute? The seeds that we're going to be giving out are going to be okra seeds, sunflower seeds, and cantaloupe seeds. And these are all seeds that we have grown the vegetable and harvested ourselves. So it'll be kind of cute. And the seed packet's actually kind of like a business card. So it's kind of got our channel on it and a little information so that we're giving a little something with our information.
A little
Really
self-promotion with heirloom seeds of ours.
That's right. So that'll be real cute. If this is something that you'd be interested in and having some seeds from our homestead, let us know in the comments and maybe we'll get some more and get them out to you guys. Nose out. And with those last few seed packets, my mom showed up. And she's going to be here spending the weekend with me while Sean is off and busy at the Self-Reliance Festival, networking, exploring, and sharing some information about landstruck.com. If you are interested in purchasing a parcel of land that is unrestricted and off-grid, landstruck.com is a good company to go with. I do recommend you at least giving their site a visit and reaching out. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching, and remember, keep growing.